Here we have a 2010 International 4400 series chassis. It's a two-door cab with seating for 3 firefighters. It has the Max Force 9 330 horsepower engine, the Allison 3000 EVS transmission, power windows, power mirrors, power door locks. It has an AM/FM radio. It has aluminum wheels, and it has the vehicle data recorder and seatbelt monitoring system to meet NFPA 1901. In the left side chassis step, we find the auto eject connection for the Koosmal battery conditioner, and this unit has an integrated compressor to keep the air system topped up at all times. On the body, we find a Metalfab tanker body that is for 1500 imperial gallon tank, and it has a Hale 420 PTO pump. And on the rear of the unit, we find a rotating dump chute to meet the ULC standard for tankers, which is electrically actuated. On the upper portion of the pump house, we find 2 cross-lay pre-connects for 1.5-inch hose, which are bolt plumb for foam. And we have a plumbing for a monitor on the top portion of the pump house. In the upper portion of the pump panel, we find the controls for the Hale FoamLogix 3.3 foam unit. There is a foam level gauge for the 30 imperial gallon foam cell that's integrated into the water tank. We find the pump intake and pump discharge gauges, along with the water level gauge for the tank. In the middle portion, we have the pull valve controls for each discharge, and there is an individual gauge for each discharge. In the middle portion, we find a Class 1 total pressure governor. There is controls for additional discharges and the control for the Hale primer. On the bottom portion, we find a 4-inch non-gated inlet and a 2.5-inch gated inlet. And then at the bottom, there's a drain for every discharge and the pump drain. And the grip strut step is non-slip to meet ULC requirements. The body features 2 compartments ahead of the rear wheels with AM-door roll-up doors. The left side has a porta-tank rack that will accommodate a Metalfab built 1500 imperial gallon portable tank. There is deck plate behind the portable tank rack to protect the paint surface. On the rear of the unit, we find the Federal rotator beacons on the upper portion of the body, along with the floodlights. The hose bed has 2 adjustable hose bed dividers. There is a aluminum handrail underneath the hose bed and on each side of the back of the body. There's folding steps on each side to gain access to the hose bed. There's the reflective chevrons to meet 1901. There is 2 1.5-inch discharges on the bag that are plumb for foam. On the lower portion, we find storage for 2 suction hoses inside the body. There is a gated 4-inch inlet direct tank fill, along with a 10-inch Newton rotating dump valve that is electrically actuated. On the right side of the body, we find the same layout as the left side, the 2 compartments ahead of the rear wheels, and there is a manual ladder rack for a 24-foot 2-section and 14-foot roof ladder. On the pump panel, we find 1 2.5-inch discharge. We find a non-gated 4-inch inlet and a 2.5-inch gated inlet, the same as the left side pump panel. The light package on this unit is a Federal LED light package.